And we are live in our episode 55 of umbraCoffee. Damn, time flies, and we have another amazing guest with us today. Hi, Alan. How are you?
Hey, all. Hey, Marcin. Hey, Callum. Very well, thanks.
Hello. And we
Great to be dropping in from sunny Waterford. I'd love to say it's sunny, but it's cold and it's wet. But
you have a great T-shirt, right?
Oh yes, yes. Ahead of the Umbraco Tuesday next week.
And Callum, you are in unusual scenery. We can see something weird behind you. Where are you?
Unusual. I'm on a boat, Marcin.
Where? Can you repeat?
I'm on a boat.
Yeah, and you have a really great set of people with you there, right?
Oh yes, as you can probably hear, we have a whole hackathon going on.
Is there someone with a Santa hat?
I think that is Father Lemus. Yeah, cool. Today is Umbrismus. So I'm in Bristol. We're doing a hackathon and also the Umbraco Bristol Christmas party later. So this is Christmas for the Umbraco developers. Yeah.
In Bristol, yeah. That's amazing. And how's the hackathon going? Are you already scratched some bugs or?
Yes, so Tristan has made or is currently making the first pull request. He's replaced some of the old web forms rubbish with nice new MVC web API stuff, which is great. Everyone's got V8 up and running on the machine. We did a bit of a walkthrough this morning as well. So I think it's going well.
Yeah, that's nice. And let's maybe start from the topic related to V8, because we will be discussing a lot of topics, because as usual, it was a really packed week in Umbraco community. But something what is related directly with V8 and maybe will be helpful, not maybe, it will be definitely helpful for all of the developers and people who will be consuming V8 and building something for V8. Stefan documented migrations, which are currently implemented a little bit different than it was in the V7. And we have a really great tutorial and documentation how to use them. And I even discussed it internally with our team yesterday or 2 days ago that finally, whenever it will be complete and working as it's supposed to be from the very beginning to the very end, we will switch probably to use migrations for our packages and for our also continuous integration and releases for some of the products and projects. And guys, did you use migrations in the V7 already, or?
I have a bit.
I haven't myself, but definitely aware of them and planning to. Certainly in V8.
Yeah,
and there's the usync migrations package as well, which is like a kind of a migration model for usync definitions. Because right now that would be the way I would normally push configuration changes between environments.
Yeah, and I remember that Kevin also discussed ability of taking it's this package from this the new starter kit, right? Because there was also a starter kit done by Kevin, and when the great migrations library was plugged in and was supposed to be taken over, and I if I remember correctly, it was released as a separated package. So there is a couple ways, but it will be awesome to have something built in and just ready to be used by the developers and package creators. And maybe if we are talking about our activity, Alan, you've been pretty busy lately in the community activity and Umbraco things.
I suppose it's all been centered around just getting a bit of a meetup going in Ireland, from Raco planting a flag and getting a conversation started and really just finding people who we can get in a room with and chat. And it took off there a couple of months back. A lot of help from the community, talking to Umbraco HQ, Ilum. They were really helpful, just like giving me pointers, people to talk to. But yeah, ultimately it just came down to a bit of groundwork, finding a venue and getting the word out there, trying to cast the net and bring in people who may not have heard of Umbraco before. So that was part of the challenge and also kind of the reward as well, because you're bringing people in to something that that's new to them and potentially very useful. And I think we did that. We had people in the audience there on the night who hadn't used it before, were asking really good questions, really relevant questions to how they might actually start using it in their roles. And we also had the other segment, like people who did know about Umbraco and were really on the cusp of breaking ground on some pretty big projects with it. So it was, I had no idea who these people were before they were in the room there that night. So it's great.
And we have
and you've written a
first speaker
blog post, right?
Yes.
Oh, I was a speaker. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a speaker, and also besides organizing meetup, you've also made a great blog post how to start an Umbraco meetup. And I've mentioned it last week probably that we've been chatting about this meetup in Poland, right? After the Polish festival, and that was the point when you were thinking if it's worth of doing. And before going live, we've been also chatting about it, and definitely it's a great motivational kick for everyone who is doing any community activity, and you can just probably confirm that it's all worth it, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And of course, when you have like the likes of Callum and Dave as well, who are more than willing to help and jump in and help put things together and speak on the night, which was like incredible because you came in over from the UK as well, and it really was the boost that we needed to get off the ground. So absolute huge kudos to you guys as well.
Yeah. So if anyone,
it was great for me coming over and seeing the a community that we don't really engage with, like you say, people potentially new to Umbraco or have been using it for a while, but very quietly. It's really good to meet some people, have a drink afterwards.
Yeah, so if anyone is planning to start any meetup group, also it's a great write-up how to do it, what's important, what should be done, and there is also a documentation and sub page on Umbraco, on our Umbraco about meetups, and of course Umbraco HQ and community is really helpful with it. And we saw a new meetup announced, but this time it's another virtual meetup, and it's a little bit unusual meetup because it's not developers oriented. It's for our Umbraco practitioners, how it's called, and the first meetup is in January, at the end of the month, and it's supposed to gather project managers, UX designers, creative designers, content strategists, marketers, and also developers are welcome. So everyone who is using Umbraco, maybe not only to develop solutions based on top of it, but maybe using as an editor or user or as a business point, it's a great opportunity to probably chat and exchange some knowledge, not directly oriented on code, C#, Azure, and stuff like that.
I think that's really great, and it's actually part of the kind of approach I took to the meetup as well, is trying to bring in people who maybe aren't even developers, maybe designers, strategists, content marketing, all that kind of stuff. Get them in the room and show them what's possible with something like Umbraco that they've never used before. And so it's definitely an audience that's kind of ripe for getting the word out there. It's interesting on that. I thought that was Umbraco virtual. Who's organizing this one?
So it's Mike Taylor from the London community. I know him from the London community. He's getting that all off the ground. I think he's been talking about it for quite a while. And just like with you, Alan, he was kind of coerced into it and encouraged by some members in the community to get it off the ground.
That's how it's done. That's how we get things done.
It's always just do it, and let's see how it will work. That's amazing, because without execution, it can be also always a plan only. And if we're talking
they're going to do the first one in January, I think.
Yeah, January, end of the month, 30th January. Yeah, that's the time. We will be, of course, reminding about it, right, during the umbraCoffee and the week before. Speaking about editors, amazing series and December series, 24 days in Umbraco is ongoing. We had a lot of amazing articles. I still haven't catch up with every article, I must admit, because they're all worth a lot of attention, not only just scanning through them. We had during this week we had an article for example by Katie from our team in Cogworks about the delightful small editor experience. We have some great article about testing approaches, push notifications, and doodles also by David Neal, who is not directly from our Umbraco community, but I must admit that this one was really inspirational for me because I was admiring not only David Neal, but also Matt Brailsford's doodles and Kevin's Grzewski, who was also doing some drawings related with our community activity and IT industry. And
we've actually got a double doodle, because there is a doodle on Lee's post as well by Mr. Brailsford.
Cool.
Yeah, that's yet another amazing article about content apps for V8, and this one went off today, so it's still fresh. And yeah, of course, it's great example how those doodles can I don't know, raise the creativity level and help us understand what's happening within the article and within the content shared here. And yeah, still a lot to catch up. And guys, are you following the articles from 24 Days?
Yeah, of course. I've read a few of them. It's, as you said, it can be hard to keep up with everyone every day, but I certainly try and come back to them. I thought the push notification one was really cool. I read the content app one there today as well. I'm looking forward to using them in the V8. Yeah, maybe it's worth.
As you said, Alan.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say.
Get over it.
What? Were you perhaps going to talk about your inventive solution for keeping up with the articles?
Yeah. So it's funny Marcin mentioned it. It can be like I found, I suppose, a couple of years ago I had the same thought. It can be hard keeping up every day with what comes out, great content, and you might end up missing a few. So I put together this little kind of drip email solution there a couple of years ago. It's called Umbraco Replays. And that allows you to pretty much pick a year and put in your email address and say if you want the delivery of them spread out. So maybe you want it every second day. And I kind of tend to plug the new year in, you know, just after obviously Christmas. I'll plug in 2018 and when it's done. And yeah, so you can straight into your inbox and click through to the original article and catch up. Or get a blast of nostalgia from 2012.
It can be Christmas every day.
Yeah, that's a great idea and great solution. I didn't know about it, to be honest, and that's great to see it working. And as Callum said, we can set up notifications for every month, and then we have December every.
There you go.
Year. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, so people feel free to use it, and yeah, for some of the people, it's easier to just jump to Mailbox and open article from there rather than going to the browser and finding it on the bookmarks or something like that. So yeah, amazing idea. And Alan, we've mentioned a lot of activity. You also wrote another blog post, which was by accident, which I have opened in my tabs.
How did that happen?
Accident. About the Umbraco forums, right? And
yeah, I thought I'd get this out there because it's kind of been on my mind for a while. I use these when, you know, just tagging content to kind of understand what's working. But I saw this issue posted in Umbraco forums, and the issue tracker just a chap wondering how to actually collect that information in Umbraco forums. So yeah, nothing overly fancy, but what it does is little script, sets a cookie, captures the UTM query string variables, puts that into a cookie, and then when you're submitting a form, if you have the right fields set up in your Umbraco form, it'll just populate those using the magic strings that you can use. Nothing overly complicated, but I think it solves the problem.
It's always nothing complicated. Well, Callum, what you were going to say?
I just said it's a very, very simple but powerful, potentially powerful tool, being able to marry up like form submissions with someone coming from analytics.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of the time, people will be just looking in analytics, seeing this information in aggregate, but being able to tie, you know, a particular submission, a particular form submission to the value that you end up getting from that, maybe a lead or conversion of some kind. And being able to tie that back to your original content effort wherever you expose that, it can be useful in feeding it into your CRMs and the like for tracking. Yeah.
So yeah, as staying in the blog topics, we also seen the blog post from the Umbraco HQ team, another chronicles from November. We can still see a lot of PRs flying over, and that's great to see. I also submitted some post Hacktoberfest pull requests, which were waiting for more time to be completed, and they were reviewed and are waiting for some more feedback and changes and to be merged, hopefully. And Owen released the last Community Corner blog post with Jaron from the reference team. Yeah, this is the end of the great series introduced by Owen this year, and we're still looking forward to more people from the community, and especially those people who are starting with Umbraco.
We have a new Jerome in the community, is that right?
Sorry?
A new Jerome?
New Jerome, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the previous Jerome is kind of involved in some other community from what I know right now.
He's got incognito.
That we can't mention the name of.
Yeah, of course, big high five for Jerome. The true Jerome.
Owen was teasing earlier in the week about where Community Corner is going to go next year. So I think he's going to expand it a little bit more, and it's going to come back fighting even stronger in 2019. So that will be really nice to see. And maybe we can get Jerome from said other community to take part. They can have 2 Jeromes on Community Corner.
Yeah, I just want to say that I can see in our chat that Matt Brailsford is creating some carols for Umbraco developers. So
carol singing.
Yeah, I don't know if we can plug the audio sound in, and if anyone wants to listen to that, but yeah, maybe the idea for another episode, the Christmas special.
Umbra Christmas carols, Umbra Carol.
Yeah, I can just imagine doodles with everyone from Umbraco community singing carols with Santa's hats on it. Yeah, just to tease Matt. Cool. Let's move on. Also, what we had this week, there's still announcements about Umbraco trainings, right? Being discounted. I have it somewhere open
until the end of today, I think. Mm-hmm. Oh no, it's gone.
It's gone.
Oh, it's gone. There was a discount, but the thing I find particularly interesting is this is the first time the new Azure scaling course, which Jevon is running or has written, is going to be kind of offered publicly. So in February, I think in London, they're doing the first one, and that's set to be really cool. I don't know if Umbraco HQ have actually announced that much about this yet, but it was on offer and available, and I knew this was in development, but it's good to see it finally there. I wonder when we'll see maybe more information.
Yeah, someone John said that he's sure that discount will be back next week. So we will see. Still, if you are making some resolutions for 2019, Umbraco training is definitely worth of attention, and there is a lot of things coming to the offer, and hopefully there will be more opportunities for taking courses in different places, also with different ways. And yeah, we're all looking forward for it. And if I mentioned Matt Brailsford already this week, we can also jump to the release section of this week's announcements. And we had, if you are a patron of AMCO, you should receive an information about patch releases for the great packages from this team. So Ditto received an upgrade, doctype grid editor, stacked content, and Vorto. If you are not a patron of AMCO, you should be. That's
yes. Lee is here, and
that's a busy week.
That message.
Yeah, Lee. So we are just using the advert space, and we will send an invoice to AMCO later on.
He's going to buy me a beer in a bit.
Did I share my address already with AMCO? No.
Oh, yeah, we'll give you a Marcin's PayPal address as well.
Yeah. Transfer beer over PayPal, and we've seen a new release from the Jiba. How to pronounce it?
Jibe. Steve, who is also
Jibe.
here.
Oh, so the great representation from the Bristol Umbraco community. Do you want to tell us more about this intelligent media package?
Oh, well, basically categorize and tag your media automatically using either Google, Azure, or both Vision APIs. So it's a stepping stone to just making media a little more intelligent, a little more friendly. Because generally, I find every client website I ever see, they have just put everything in the root and badly named. It's still got the names of like whatever camera has given it and stuff. So it kind of helps you cover that.
This is auto folders, auto tagging.
Yeah. I was using it with a system which I haven't released yet, which is like faceted searching of media. So you can search by category and tags and things.
It's something you've spoken about quite a lot as well. You talked at the UK Fest last year, I think.
About a year ago, did a talk about it, but and then have been meaning to release it for about a year and a half. So finally got it out. Had a baby in the time, so that's my excuse. So.
Pretty fair excuse.
It's very cool. And very powerful. Is there plans to do like Amazon?
Amazon
cognitive
custom vision.
Okay, so that it's like pluggable and we can put more stuff in. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's very, very cool, and we are all looking forward. And that's great that we can see the source code of it, because I remember that a lot of people were asking about it, and even I had an idea about using search for just determining what's on the image or what's in the file to find it. So that seems like it will solve this issue and make it possible, which is awesome. And we had and we will still have some meetups before Christmas, We've seen an Aarhus meetup. Yes,
that was this week. Yeah, they had Stefan. So it's the Umbraco HQ Christmas party today or something, and so everyone from HQ is over in Denmark. And Stefan went to the Aarhus meetup and did a quick talk on V8. And yeah.
Did I see
you're
making
the London meetup?
Callum, Kathmandu before Christmas?
Yeah, that's a bit of a long shot.
Okay, and yeah, that's probably all what we have on our list. I will just recheck. If we, of course, missed something, let us know about it, because always it's great to combine all of those links and informations in our descriptions, where you can find it and have a reference there to anything what was discussed during the episode. And guys, do you want to add something else?
No, I'm good. I thought it was a really interesting roundup. Thanks.
I have something to add, which is Marcin flagged this to me before we went on air. We've been in close competition with Umbraco HQ for YouTube subscribers, and there are only about 20 more than we have. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do, and unsubscribe from Umbraco HQ, because we want to win this race.
Vote early and often.
If we won't get banned for that, yeah, sure. Feel free to subscribe our channel and stay informed and stay in touch with us. We are using December for doing some kind of resolutions for 2019 as well.
Yes. We have a special episode next week, right?
Yes, we have a special episode next week. Hopefully we will have something to announce then. I invested in new microphones, so let me know if you heard myself a little bit better than in the previous weeks. And we will be doing a lot of plans for the next year, and I already can't wait to reveal some of them.
Yes.
It's going to be an amazing year, and we can what we can use as a final I don't know, thought of this week. If we have Alan here, who has started doing an Umbraco meetups, I think that the consistency is key, right? Consistency is key, and if we're all planning the next year, being consistent and being dedicated to what we are planning and doing, and not looking what people say, that's something what I would like to include in my next year plans. But we will be talking about plans, right?
Yeah. Yes, definitely next week.
Yeah, Alan, do you have anything else to add from your side?
Yeah, Marcin, we're looking forward to having you over to one of the next meetups. That's the note I would give it on.
Do you have date announced?
I'm thinking, you know what? We're as you say, consistency is key. So we're going to just aim for once a quarter to start. You know, get something in there of value, be able to plan for it. As you say, kind of get the venues in place and not be falling over ourselves every other week to do that. But yeah, once a quarter, I think is the goal, and we'll keep you posted on that.
So you probably request a public commitment to it. So
no pressure.
I can just say that I have never been in Dublin, and I would love to visit Ireland and speak on the next Ireland meetup. Yeah,
that sounds great.
Can't wait. It's gonna be an amazing year, definitely.
Cool.
So yeah, thank you, Alan, for joining us. Callum, keep it up with the bug fixing and feature creation for the V8.
Yep, we'll tweet as much as we can.
Yeah, keep us updated, and of course we'll review all of the PRs next week when we are seeing each other on the next umbraCoffee number 56. That's amazing. Cool. Thank you once again, guys, and have a great rest of the day and amazing weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Here in the chat.